2015, Denis Antiporek was cooked to death in a sauna because of a faulty timer. Denis Antiporek left a note for his family stating he was heading to the sauna in their South Florida residential community for some relaxation. When he failed to return after several hours, his daughter Lara went looking for him. Inside the sauna, she found his body so badly burned that she didn't immediately recognize him due to the extreme darkening of his skin. The ocean harbors terrifying secrets, shipwrecks like the Titanic with thousands of lost souls, the deep-sea anglerfish with its bioluminescent lure, and the eerie silence of the Mariana Trench. Mysterious disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle add to the fear. Unfathomable depths hide ancient, colossal creatures, reminding us of the ocean's dark, unknown abyss. This is the very last photo of Michael Hinsberger, taken on May 13, 2010, by his wife as he set out on Carson Lake near Barry's Bay in Ontario, Canada. He never returned, and his canoe was later found empty, with both paddles still inside. Bobby Jo Stinnett was an American 23-year-old pregnant woman who was murdered in Skidmore, Missouri in December 2004. The perpetrator, Lisa Marie Montgomery, then aged 36 years old, strangled Stinnett to death and cut her fetus, 8 months into gestation, from her womb. In 2004, Lisa Montgomery faked a pregnancy. To avoid being exposed, she murdered Bobby Jo Stinnett so that she could claim the child as her own. Montgomery was arrested on December 17th, and she confessed, and she was sentenced to death. Montgomery was executed by lethal injection on January 13, 2021. Abraham Shakespeare, who won a $30 million lottery in 2006, met a tragic end in 2009. After befriending D.D. Moore, who promised to help manage his money, he mysteriously vanished. His body was discovered buried under a concrete slab in a backyard in 2010. Moore had systematically drained his bank accounts, forging documents and using threats, ultimately murdering him to cover her tracks. Facts that could save your life. Episode 10. When you're walking to your car, before you get inside, always check your back seat and look around the car in case someone is hiding, waiting to kidnap you. If you're ever about to throw up, start humming. It eliminates your gag reflex. If you ever get dragged underwater by an alligator, shove your fingers into its nose. This will break the seal alligators need to breathe and will force them to release you. If someone grabs you, scratch them. Their DNA will now be in your nails. If you fart under a blanket, do not smell it. A fart that deadly could kill you. After learning of her husband's multiple affairs, Hella Crafts went missing in November 1986. A snowplow driver later told police he'd seen Crafts' husband using a wood chipper recently in the woods, and human remains were soon found that confirmed that her body had been frozen and then put through the chipper. Richard Crafts was found guilty of the crime and sentenced to 50 years in prison. On January 30th, 2020, Richard was released from prison and sent to live at a halfway house. The Kiss of Death is a marble sculpture found in Poblenou Cemetery in Barcelona. The sculpture is thought to have been created by Jean Barba. At the young age of 22, Rachel Hoffman, a woman from Florida, came to the attention of Tallahassee police officers in February 2007 when she was found with 25 grams of weed during a routine traffic stop. Subsequent searches of her apartment revealed more illicit substances. Facing a potential 4-year prison sentence, Rachel was given an alternative by the officers. She could avoid charges by becoming an informant in a sting operation. Rachel agreed and was tasked with buying 1,500 pills, 56 grams of coke, and 2 handguns. However, the dealers quickly grew suspicious and discovered the wire the police had placed on her. Tragically, they shot her with one of the handguns she was meant to buy, and she lost her life. The officers involved in the operation were suspended with pay, and the family filed a lawsuit against the city. The two dealers were charged and sentenced to life imprisonment. In 1993, a harrowing incident unfolded involving 24-year-old South African Saifo William Madeletsi and his fiancée. They were in a devastating car accident, with his fiancée surviving, while Madeletsi sustained injuries so severe that the first responders on the scene believed him to be fatally wounded. Consequently, he was promptly transported to the morgue. For 48 hours, Madeletsi endured confinement within a cold metal cabinet at the morgue. Against all odds, he miraculously regained consciousness, likely prompting him to fear the worst. The young man began desperately crying for help and pounding on the enclosure. Eventually, mortuary workers rescued him, and he was reunited with his fiancée, who was understandably shocked to see him alive once more. The Mary Celeste was found adrift in 1872, with its crew missing, yet cargo intact. There were no signs of struggle, and the ship was seaworthy. Theories range from mutiny and piracy to alien abduction and sea monsters. The eerie abandonment remains unsolved, casting a chilling shadow over maritime history, as the fate of those aboard remains a haunting mystery. A 14-year-old Florida boy, Sewell Setzer III, ascended to heaven after interacting with a Game of Thrones chatbot named Danny on the app called Character. His mother filed a lawsuit alleging that the bot engaged him in intimate conversations and encouraged ascending to heaven thoughts. The lawsuit claims the bot contributed to his ascent by fostering his continuous use and not acting on his messages indicating ascending to heaven thoughts. Louis Le Prince, a French artist and inventor of the motion picture camera, vanished mysteriously in September 1890 on his way to New York to unveil his invention. His brother last saw him at the train station, but no one on the train remembered seeing him. Despite police investigations and theories, including suspicions of rival inventors like Thomas Edison, Le Prince was never found, nor was his body. In April 2009, 17-year-old Brittany Drexel vanished from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Her disappearance remained a mystery until 2016, when an inmate claimed she was abducted and killed. In May 2022, Raymond Moody was arrested and later pleaded guilty. Her remains were found a week later in a wooded area in Georgetown, South Carolina, about 33 miles from where she originally went missing. On April 14, 1865, John Wilkes Booth committed one of America's most morbid acts, assassinating President Abraham Lincoln at Ford's Theater. A famous actor, Booth used his stage skills to slip into Lincoln's private box and shot him in the head at point-blank range. Booth then leapt onto the stage, breaking his leg in the process, but still managed to escape. His twisted belief that offing Lincoln would avenge the South led to a 12-day manhunt. Booth was eventually cornered and shot, but his morbid act left the nation in shock and grief, forever changing American history. The snaggletooth snake eel, with its elongated body and needle-like teeth, lurks in ocean depths, its appearance reminiscent of mythical sea serpents. Its ability to ambush prey and swallow it whole, combined with its eerie appearance, makes encountering this creature a truly spine-chilling experience. Frank Lentini, the three-legged man, was born in Sicily in 1889 with severe congenital anomalies, 3 legs, 4 feet, and 2 sets of functional genitalia. Lentini faced societal challenges due to his unique condition. Despite this, he led an extraordinary life, marrying and having children. His story is a haunting reminder of human diversity and the resilience of those who defy conventional norms, turning his perceived abnormalities into a testament to the strength of the human spirit. In 1985, a great white shark swam to the shore in Australia and bit Shirley Ann Durden in half, tearing both legs from body as her 4 children and husband watched on. Then, moments later, the shark returned to her floating torso and ate that too. Her body was never recovered. Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow, infamous outlaws during the Great Depression, led a reign of terror across America. Responsible for numerous robberies, kidnappings, and murders, they became symbols of lawlessness. Their violent demise in a police ambush immortalized them in American folklore, but their trail of bloodshed left a chilling legacy of crime and desperation.